Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Wednesday, April 8th, 2026. So we're going to do a little bit different. We're going to check out SPX on multiple time frames. This is basically what I do for myself each and every day and see where we are now that we have that confirmed reversal with a massive gap up here. We're going to see where price can go to and where I'm looking for a reversal back to the downside. All right. So we have the, by the way, we're doing this intraday about noon here, Eastern Standard Time. If you want to get these videos intraday, consider becoming a YouTube supporter. It's $3 a month. And if you want to get the deep dive videos into other ETFs and individual names, consider the $10 per month option. Now, there is a deal still going on with Patreon, $90 per month. $90 per year. I'll save you $30 overall. So like to see you in there. Comes with the Discord and Cheddar data. All right, so let's jump into it. We have this, we're looking at, actually, let me put it in here, get rid of all this. Okay, so we're looking at the monthly time frame because it gives you a perspective of what wicks can do. So we never closed underneath this this topping candle right here, and that kind of defined pretty much our full range. And so I'm going to put a box around this range. In other words, all right, you have that. In other words, you had a stick save. Okay, so that's virtually what I want to show on the monthly. And the only other thing is this 8 EMA. I do believe that we're going to see a move, a close underneath for the monthly candle. We have a lot of time left. It's only April 8th. I think we'll have a close underneath that 8 EMA. Okay. So going to the weekly, we'll kind of build on this and we'll bring up the moving averages again. So you had this nice move to the downside. You had a fake break, stick save here, and follow through. All right, so digging in, we have the 50-week moving average, held on to that and squeezed with the 2-week, I guess, hold off on the war. And now guess what? Kiss of death. That's what I'm talking about, kiss of death. And so I really want to show this weekly time frame for that reason, because we are getting that back test of the 20. It doesn't mean we can't get through it. As a matter of fact, I do think we'll have a wick through it. Now, if you're starting to go short like we are, make sure you add time onto your shorts, because we don't have a reversal style candle at this point. So if we don't get this week as a big reversal, then next week we'll look for some sort of topping candle. It doesn't have to be a candle that is above the next candle. It can be a gap down. It can be an inside candle. It can be all sorts of things. It can be a cloud cover where you gap up and then you have a big red candle that goes the majority of the distance of. It can be all kinds of topping styles. But what I'm saying right now is you have two green big candles and no sign of reversal at this point. Now, if you remember, we had a box just like we have now. This big box. We had a box in this area here because it took almost 3 months to get out of this zone, and that's what we're getting into again. So we're getting into supply, and you're gonna notice that there's all of this trading in here creates a volume shelf supply. All right. That's it with the weekly time frame. I could show you, I'll just show you the some of the indicators here. So we have the buy signal and the slow stochastic. We'll see where this candle, this changes when the candle closes. So we're on the weekly close so far. We're still in a downtrend with the MACD, but we're at the 0 line, which has given us a little bit of support. And we're going to look for this to test that that yellow MACD line there, MACD moving average, and the blue is the leader. Okay, the leading moving average. So we're in this oversold territory. What I was looking for was a positive divergence with a crash type move here. That didn't happen, but we did have our hedges in place. We knew what our alternate scenario was. By the way, our Discord, we did all this in the Discord. I showed this yesterday, but I'll just give you an example. So the Discord comes with either package here, and we have our different sections that you can, our trade alerts, and we added one today, and then our general stock talk, and then our verified analysts who are in here just working their butts off, giving us fantastic charts. And so it's not just me in there. Just come join the community. Fantastic. I really appreciate you guys. We have stocks that possibly topped here today. We have oil that possibly bottomed here today. So I'm not going to show all that because I just showed you guys. And we have what we're going to talk about here today that I was giving very specific instructions on how I'm looking at things and levels, just very specific. Okay. We have rips and dips with a book map. So we have all sorts of indicators and a very trustworthy, ways of doing things in here and technical analysis. And I really appreciate them. So I'd love to see you guys there, and feel free to ask questions. If you are already a member, feel free to speak up and ask anything. We have an education center in there as well. So, okay. So moving to the daily. We'll put on our moving averages. Our 200 moving average is so important, you had to gap up over it. Likely, if it was just to go to it, you'd reject off of it. We had the huge gap up. We're into the 50 and the 100, so that's giving us pause here. Now, we also have a very important level right where we're at, because that's the bottom of the zone here. But just know that it doesn't have to stop here. The market loves to push, and push as hard as it can to get you sweating on your positions and not make things easy. So when we go to the 65, I'll tell you why I still think we have a little bit of room to the upside. But in the meantime, we have a simple retracement tool from top to bottom, since we know that this is a completed structure. And now we're on top of this 62, this golden pocket here. All right, we gapped up on top of it. So my best guess is that, we don't really need that anymore for the time being. Okay, and that is one clue that we still could make it up to this 68, approximately 56. All right, and let's go to the, let's share some indicators first. We'll go to the VIX after that. So if we do have this situation, maybe we pull back a little bit more. Can we catch a negative divergence? We'll be looking for that. So we have the stochastic that's all the way to the top end here. And so we could play around just for a little bit while price goes higher, and we'll look for that sell signal coming up here soon. Now we do have a buy signal on the MACD, but we're in bearish territory. My best guess, once again, is that we stay into this territory, maybe even test that zero line. Remember, the zero line both ways acts as support or resistance, just like here we had support there. All right, and just like the weekly time frame, we had support, and now we're looking for a resistance here to head lower to the lower boundary. All right, and let's go to the 65. And on the 65, we can kind of key in here a little bit more. And what we talked about here, you have your full Elliott wave analysis and things like that in the members videos. But just to give you a gist of what I'm looking at market structure wise, is look at this boundary. Held on to it, failed from it, huge fake break, and boom. Did I think it was going to do that? No. But did we prepare for it? Yes. Okay. So we have this 1, 2, possible wave 3. Is it done? I don't think it's quite done yet. I don't think this 1, 2, and even this lower degree 1, 2 is done yet. Okay. So we have some very specific levels that we're putting on here. And if wave 3 is complete, or when we find that it is proper to think of it as complete, we'll adjust this. But this creates your boundary of what shouldn't be passed in a bullish situation where we go up to this 786. We should not break down from this zone. Okay, so roughly 6,700. There's no business being underneath this if you're bullish. All right, so this holds. We go up to the next level. What else is there? Well, our downtrend. Our downtrend is perfectly with that level. And this isn't, I didn't just make this up and with this wick here. Specifically, we have all these points here. It was already here. I mean, we had this here a long time ago. It was a bearish hidden divergence that we had read, and all I did was extend it, and it worked out perfect. So moving on. In a simple version, we have our measured move. And that measured move takes us from roughly, yes, I could go like this and put it right where that supposed neckline is. But if the neckline is, on a slant, it's a little bit lower. Nevertheless, doesn't matter. It takes us into the zone of this point. And really, you could just make a zone between the two retracements here and make that your sell zone. Okay, that would be the easy thing to do. If price wants to go a little bit higher than that, you can mark this. Let's mark this as our sell zone. And that didn't work. Oh, it's behind. It's because it's behind there. Okay. So this will be our sell zone. And can we sell from here? Absolutely. There's some signs that some things are topping out. But if that's the case, then this is our bull bear line at 6,700, just below it. And we'll go from there. So what should the VIX look like? Well, the VIX, let's put on the moving averages. As we talked about last night, it was likely to break down below this channel. This channel held on to price action for this entire time. Now that structure is over, done. And back tested that channel here today along with the 50 moving average. So we're pinched between the 100 and the 50. If price is to grind higher to those Fibonacci levels that I was talking about, then we should see this buy zone right here. Okay. And although I interpreted the declining phase, I should say underestimated the declining phase of this VIX, the ideal VIX low day, now we're in the window, but the ideal low is actually tomorrow. All right. So going into Friday, we have all sorts of catalysts. And what's really on my watch list is the 10-year. The 10-year, we'll be watching that to see how it acts with the data that's going to be dumped on Thursday and Friday. All right. And so if that gives us a low, if we come down here a little bit lower, maybe we spike tomorrow. That gives us a down move. Maybe we get an up move that spikes tomorrow in GDP and the inflation data, PCE. And then after that, perhaps we get the topping, or in other words, bottoming candle on Friday for the VIX. So that's what we'll be looking out for. We're already, the meat of the trade's pretty much done here. Now, if price does come back, now we are in shorts already. We started our first positions. If price does come back here to this zone, I will do a smaller style hedge. Now the catalyst isn't as big as what we're looking for here, so these were way out of the money when we hedged on this one. This will be a little bit more conservative, meaning that we'll add calls that are to the levels appropriate, about 60, 68.50. So the calls will be out there a couple days out, a few days out, as opposed to our shorts that are the ones I posted today were out to the 24th of April. All right. So that's it, you guys. I want to keep it simple and clean, and thanks for all the support, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.